Oh, there you are. I was wondering when you would arrive. Oh no, you're not late. As a matter of fact, you're a bit early. I've just been wondering a few things about you. Things we'll be discussing in this session. Please, have a seat. Now then, let's start off with the basics. How have you been this week? Has anything of particular interest happened since the last time I saw you? Oh yes, I do remember you telling me about a date you had this week. You were hoping it would help with your social anxiety. So how did that go? Did you two manage to hit it off? No. Oh, it went horribly. Well, that's really too bad then. But at least you gave it a try. Give me just a second to write that down. Patient's date was a floozy. Oh no, don't worry about that. I'll just be recording a few things in my journal for reference. Oh no, you look like you're tearing up a bit. Oh, don't worry about it too much. Here, I'll sit right on the other side of your couch and let you cry it out in my lap, okay? How does that sound? Oh, don't worry about it. Of course I'll be willing to do that. Let me just move right over. There. You're in a safe place now. You don't have to worry. I'm here for you. Doesn't that feel nice? Your head resting on my lap while I stroke your hair. Oh, well, I guess you could say this isn't exactly a textbook treatment, but as your therapist, I know exactly what my patients need to feel better. Do you trust that I know what's best for you? Good. Are you ready to sit up now? All right, that's fine then. There you go. All right, now why don't we get to the heart of it now that you've calmed down? I want to hear every detail of how that date went. As your therapist, I don't believe I can help unless you tell me everything. Let me just get my notepad again and I'll write all this out so I can visualize it better. Now, you may begin. Patient went to Floozy's house and had a pleasant meeting and ride to the restaurant. Patient and Floozy engaged in small talk and had a great time overall during the date. Really now? Everything was great until the ride to the Floozy's home, when said Floozy was rather upset due to some unknown error on the patient's part. She would not elaborate further. And what about the advice I gave you in our last session? To take a chance even when it seems hopeless? Oh, I see. Patient attempted to kiss Floozy, was met with a hearty slap, and was left at her doorstop after. And that's everything? Any more details to share? All right. My recommendation. Well, of course I have a recommendation. That is why I'm here, after all. Well, how about this? Do you know anything about immersion therapy? It's a technique that's usually used to overcome anxiety by exposing the patient to their fears. What I'm about to suggest, however, is a more relaxed, simple, and fun version of that. Simply put, I'm going to help you by playing the part of the woman who wronged you that night. However, you're going to tell me what would have happened if everything had gone right, and I'll do my best to accommodate. Does this sound like something you might want to try? All right, then. Well, it seems we don't have any more time in this session. We'll have to put this off for next week. Is that all right? Of course, I'll do anything in my power to help my patients. I want to help you make a full recovery. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, okay? Oh, perfect timing. Come in. So how do I look? I'm so excited for our date today. What do you mean, what's happening? Did you really forget about our date, even when I told you last week not to forget? Now don't look so shocked. This is all part of your immersion therapy. Of course, we won't actually be going anywhere. We'll be staying right here, facility policy. But I did bring some food for the occasion. Are you still willing to go through with this? Perfect. Let's eat before our food gets cold. It was so considerate of you to order this for me. And it was so nice that you remembered my favorite. You're the best. That's so funny. Your stories are so interesting, and your jokes are on point. You're such a good date. What is it? Of course I can stop for a second. What do you need? Is there something wrong with my performance? Playing it up? Well, yes, of course I'm playing it up. I'm just going off the notes I got from our session last week, and my own judgments about your date. She wasn't this receptive? Well, this is all part of your immersion therapy. I'm playing this just as though everything in this date is going perfectly. And to your credit, for the parts you have control over, you are being a perfect date. I don't understand what she had against you if this is how you treated her. Okay, now how about we get back to the scenario? This has been such a perfect night. But it's getting awfully late and we finished our food. What do you say we turn in for the night? Oh, offering to drive me home. How nice of you. Now why don't we skip this part since I'm not really allowed to leave the building with my patients? We'll get right to the part where you've driven me home and we're at my doorstep, all right? Wow, this has got to be one of the best dates I've ever had. I can't wait for the next one. So, now that we're here, is there anything else you want to do before you go home? Well, there's something I really want to do. Can you guess what? Oh, you sure catch on quick. Oh, and that's all the time we have for this session. Oh, maybe I did get a bit carried away with the kiss, but I wasn't expecting you to be so good at it. Really, you're a natural. There's no way that floozy wouldn't have enjoyed that. Oh, please, you aren't really sticking up for her, are you? She treated you so horribly that night when you were nothing but a perfect date. She turned you out into the streets in the pouring rain just as you were about to give her the experience of a lifetime. I assume it was pouring rain. It doesn't matter, really. That girl was so detrimental to your mental health, I don't understand how you can defend her. In fact, my recommendation from now on is that we will have to continue this immersion therapy every week. And if I see fit, more frequently than that, until you've fully recovered. Really, it's the only thing I can do for you, considering how irreparably that girl damaged the progress we made over the past few months. We'll have to role-play many different scenarios to make sure we're as thorough as possible with your treatment. We may even have to repeat this procedure for months, even years, to completely flush these feelings you've been having. And of course, I'll definitely have to recommend that you stay away from other girls as long as this procedure is being carried out. We can't have another incident like this one, or it might damage your mental state far more than this incident. Aren't you glad to have such a considerate therapist who thinks of all the possibilities that could arise before offering treatment? Now then, I trust I'll see you next week. We'll be playing a different scenario for the next one based on my notes from this session. Now this time remember what I say. You must come here every week for your treatment. And stay away from other girls who might intend to harm our progress. I'll be keeping tabs on you during the week to make sure that is being carried out. And if I feel an emergency session is needed, I may call you throughout the week. If you have plans at the time, I would have to ask that you cancel them and explain that your therapist needs to see you. I'm sure they'll understand if it's for a mental health reason. So even if you're busy at work, it really shouldn't be a problem. Now, did you get all that down? Good. You can go now. My next patient will be here any minute, and I need to clean all this up. Safe travels. And don't be late, okay?